From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
All this we pray in your name and for your glory. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Burtner Electric Incorporated is fully licensed and bonded electrical contractor for your protection. Our electricians are available 24/7 for service calls and specialize in electrical service and storm damage repair. For more information, give us a call today.
Get a gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. The guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Back once again here at Bishop Chatard. It's going to be a warm one tonight. We got near 90 degrees again today and a humid night, so I think from a standpoint weather-wise, we ought to be used to this. It's been that way all 5 weeks of this high school football season. We are in the midst of talking about the matchup between these two teams. Let's go ahead and scout this Columbus North football team. Again, they come in at 4-0, as you'd mentioned, ranked in the top 10 in 6A. But there are storylines for this team coming into tonight's game.
There are, Troy, for sure. As you look at the matchup between a 6A and a 4A school, you're kind of like, oh, 6A, bigger numbers. They're down quite a few key people tonight, are Columbus North, most especially Garrett Long, senior linebacker and tight end. Vital part of their offense at tight end to try and take some of the pressure off of Geno Prescott and Asher Ratliff. But defensively, they get after the quarterback. They get after the guys behind the line of scrimmage. Without him being there, Chatard can really kind of focus on stopping Evan Savory, who's 13 tackles for losses and 6 sacks in only 4 games. Those are huge numbers.
And their linebacker core, with Long in there, that's about as good of a linebacker core as you're going to see in high school football.
You can't. I mean, we're looking right now as the team coming out, and you can see like it's a mash unit walking across the field.
Yeah.
You know, with players that aren't dressed, and you know that's got to be a bummer for them. But saving grace, we talked about this a little bit. It's not a conference game for them. It's a great test. Yeah. It's an even better test for Chatard, as we've seen. Bishop Chatard loves to play these schools higher up, like the Cathedrals, like the Columbus North, so then when it comes playoff time, they're ready to roll.
Well, Coach Haston said it earlier this week. Other guys are going to have to step up, and that's the name of the game. That's why you have a 2-deep roster.
It is, yeah. Especially, I'm going to really focus on Bishop Chatard's defense and how they focus on Ratliff and Prescott, and look for those other 2 guys. Knapp is going to be the wide receiver that starts for the injured Thomas. say, hey, if they're gonna beat us as the backup, okay, we'll tip our cap, but we're not gonna let your main guys take us down.
Well, Ratliff, and you mentioned him, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions this year, 727 yards. He can throw the football. He can run the football. He'll have Geno Prescott as his main weapon in the backfield.
Yes, Geno Prescott. They both, the top 2 leading rushers, Prescott's the leading receiver on the squad. So they really run a lot of RPO through those 2 guys. So Chatard obviously defensively is going to tilt the field towards that side to try and stop that and make Columbus North do something different.
Well, let's talk about Bishop Chatard, the 24-game winning streak out the window after losing to Cathedral last week. The big news last week, again, for the second straight time this year, they've given up over 200 yards rushing, and so they're going to have to find a way to stop the run here tonight. Talk a little bit about what you see in Bishop Chatard and simply coming back after that loss.
Well, I think those are the biggest things, really, for Chatard tonight is coming back after a loss is always something you hate having that taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
And it's homecoming, and you're facing a depleted squad, even though they're 6A. Like, you want to get back on the horse again, the Trojan horse, if you will, right? Sorry.
Good, I like that.
Couldn't help myself, right? And, so they want, and they are a fast starting team. If we look at their stats, they've scored 51 points in the first quarter this year, 8 touchdowns. In the first quarter, they've only scored 5. The other 3 quarters combined the whole year. They like to get out quick and fast, and if they want a shot tonight, they definitely have to do that.
Jack Harrington had a rough game last week. He had no interceptions until that game, and he threw 2 in that contest. He's sharper than that. How do you expect him to rebound here tonight?
Oh, he's a good kid. He's a great player. I think he's going to be just fine. He's going to lean on, Sargent and Forrestall and Bell to get them the ball. But like Chatard does, Chatard is going to run the football. And they're going to run to set up the pass.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and we'll keep an eye on Daniel Shaw as well. We'll take a timeout when we come back. We're going to do them now. Let's go ahead and tell you about who our sponsors are for high school football here tonight on IndianaSRN. We want to thank Reynolds Farm Equipment. They are the leading equipment dealer and have been since 1955. Passion to Care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. Boilermaker Local 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication in the state of Indiana. Wheeler Mission. For over 125 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community. Burtner Electric, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. The Morales Group. We're in business to create a better future for you and your family. Northwestern Mutual, inspiring people to repeatedly take action on their financial goals. Indiana Labor's District Council, the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Labor's District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are LIUNA. And the IndianaSRN Sports Page. Follow the Sports Page daily with updated sports news coast to coast. Go to IndianaSRN.org and click on the Sports Page tab.
The guy that runs that Sports Page is pretty decent, from what I've heard.
Yeah, he's a little shady when you're not around him, though. Yeah, you got to watch him. Keys to this one tonight.
I think Chatard has to get off to a fast start, and they have to really focus on Prescott and Ratliff. And if you're Columbus North, you got to have that next man up mentality. Those guys that are out understand we're still going to do what we do. We are who we are, and really try and slow the pace down early so Chatard can't get out to that fast start.
Well, you know what? From a running the football standpoint, I know your Bears are going to be facing Colts, and I gave you one very simple solution: just run the football, right?
But it's never that simple when it comes to my squad there. So, yeah. Well, if you were paying attention to the dulcet sounds of Troy Darengowski and didn't notice, Columbus North won the toss and deferred.
There you go. All right, we are underway here at Bishop Chatard, and the Trojans will get the football first, and they're going to get pretty good field position out across the 25 to the 27-yard line, and a hard hit on special teams. Give the credit there to Macario Mendez on special teams. It'll be first down.
Let me just ask you right away. At what point do you see the kickoff rules shifting from the NFL down to college, down to high school?
I think in the next couple of years,
okay.
I do, yeah.
I still don't understand it, but
yeah. Well, I guess they think it's safety, right?
Yeah.
Hey, it is interesting to watch them stand there and wait until that ball lands in the landing zone.
It is.
First down and 10 for Jack Harrington. 8 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He'll tighten up that formation. Football again at the now 28-yard line. It'll be Adams on the carry over the left side, and Adams getting the start will get out to about the 35.
Boy, stack that on the right side, brought the receiver in tight, and then ran it to the left. Got a good chunk of yardage. You love those 6, 7, 8-yard first down plays.
Haney, Troy, Dwyer, Prizer, and Ortega up front. Ortega, one of the more experienced offensive linemen there for Bishop Chatard. Daniel Shaw was scheduled to start today, 322 yards and 2 touchdowns, but Daniel Adams in the backfield. He, by the way, 133 yards coming in. The handoff, it'll be Adams now to the near side. First down and more. 50, 45, 40. Tries to cut back the stiff arm. Still on his feet down to the 35. Great run by Daniel Adams.
Man, you and I could have ran through that hole together, combined. I mean, just absolutely gashed them. Did Chatard on Columbus North there. Easy run for Adams to get a huge chunk of change.
Kalen Sargent, one of the 2 receivers to the left, along with Julio Graves, and another big running play there for Daniel Adams. Forrestall will be the tight end to the near side. Harrington this year, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. We mentioned 695 yards passing. Single coverage to each receiver to the left. Handoff again. It'll be Adams. This time he's driven back. They're going to give him forward progress, though. Got a couple of yards on that one to the 33.
Nice play coming up by Luke Russell, the linebacker for Columbus North, to make the play. They held him up, and Russell came in, and they're going to give him forward progress for 2 yards.
By the way, we mentioned Andrew Troy was supposed to start at left guard. They have replaced him. He is out on the sideline, so each team now, we know, have a couple of injuries to deal with, as Daniel Shaw will come in and spell Daniel Adams.
I mean, those are just some large humans to be high schoolers and playing offensive line.
Extremely large. So it'll be second down and 8. Harrington directing in the backfield, talking there with Daniel Shaw, and I believe we have delay a game, and we do. So there was some confusion there between Harrington and Shaw.
Yeah, Harrington kept turning around to try and let him know what was going to happen on the play, and they just ran out of time, and Harrington let him know afterwards. That's leadership right there. Hey,
yeah,
we got to get on the same page.
By the way, don't forget, throughout the ball game, Sean will have scores brought to you by Aspen Creek Grill. Play action for Harrington. Here they come. He throws to the far side, and it's going to be out of bounds, intended there for Kalen Sargent.
Pressure there by Macario Mendez caused Harrington to get rid of the ball early and have him overthrow it, although the receiver juggled it as well, so that made a difference. But pressure will do that. Quarterbacks will get happy feet.
Yeah. By the way, this Columbus North defense, 53 tackles for loss this year, 19 sacks in 4 games. Pretty impressive. Their linebacker core, again, very good even without one of their starters.
Big third down play here for Columbus North.
We got a whistle by the official on the far side. We wait and see what we're going to do here. They spotted the football a yard back, so we're going to put it at the 38-yard line. So third down and 13, trips left. Harrington to throw. Here they come. Screen pass, far side, ball caught and dropped. Close to the original line of scrimmage is Julio Graves, his 16th reception on the season.
This does not surprise me. Too far back for a field goal, too close to punt. So Bishop Chatard's going to go for it. Again, big play here. I know I said that last time. If Columbus North can get off the field without giving up any points on this first drive, that's a big tick in their favor.
Especially after that big run by Daniel Adams.
Yes.
Columbus North 2 shutouts this year, including beating Ron Colley last week 14-0. RPO near side, and it's going to be dropped. Pass intended for Stephen Bell. He can't hold on, And what turned out to be at least the beginning of a promising drive will fail there for Bishop Chatard, and Columbus North will get it 1st and 10 at the 34.
And once again, pressure on Harrington by Luke Russell, the linebacker, caused him to get rid of the ball early. He couldn't do his progression of reads and had to get rid of it. On 4th down, you never want to throw it short of the sticks, but he didn't have a choice.
Exactly. So now the Bulldogs. Asher Ratliff, 63 of 103, 727 yards, 8 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He'll have 5 wideouts and now shift from there. They average almost 197 yards rushing and 191 yards passing. And the handoff around the right side, that's going to be Prescott on the carry, and he'll get to about the 39-yard line. Again, it always depends on the spot of the football.
I've never understood how soccer has managed to figure out technology to see whether a ball crossed the goal fully, yet football can't do it with the football on the sticks and
weird
spotting it. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
Maybe we need soccer technology.
Yeah, man. We don't live in Europe either.
No, we don't. 2nd down and 5, man in motion, and quarterback keep here. Ratliff, he's going to get the 1st down across the 45 to the 46-yard line.
That's the threat right there of the jet sweep with Prescott that allows Ratliff to read the defense, pull the ball back, and get that 1st down on the run. Great call there by Ratliff.
This is an offense that earlier this year, they've been over 400 yards twice, had 471 against Columbus East and 416 yards against South Putnam, so they know how to get the football down the field and get it into the end zone. Handoff, it'll be Prescott, right side, big hole once again, puts his head down, breaks tackles, down the sideline. He is going to score the 10, 5, and touchdown. Geno Prescott, big-time run, and Columbus North on the board, 6-0.
What a great play by Prescott. His patience to let his blockers, including his receivers, get out to the right and give him lanes, and then from that point on, it was him breaking tackles down the sidelines, tiptoeing it to the end zone.
When we saw last week, we mentioned Bishop Chatard gave up over 200 yards rushing against Cathedral, so rush defense has been a little bit of a issue here in the last 2 weeks now. Now the extra point attempt, and the kick is up, and it is good. 7:36 opening period. Bulldogs lead at 7-0.
To you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Back here at Bishop Chatard, Jack Johnson will tee it up at the 40. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Reynolds Farm Equipment, the leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors in Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give them a call at 317-849-0810. Bishop Chatard will get the football for the 2nd time tonight on the return. A hard hit on special teams. And going down quickly will be Daniel Adams, and that's where the Trojans take over 1st and 10.
3 plays, 66 yards. Results in a 54-yard touchdown by Geno Prescott for Columbus North. First score update brought to you by Aspen Creek Grill. Triton Central 7, Covenant Christian 0.
More scores will be rolling in throughout the night. I have 4 games on our network this evening, and we'll keep you updated as we go along. So 1st down and 10. 2nd possession now for Bishop Chatard, and they'll take it at the 24-yard line. Look to run and nowhere to go. Wow. That was Jose Ramirez, who, by the way, coming in, averages 12 tackles per game, 11 tackles for loss.
To say he had that sniffed out is an understatement.
Yeah.
He almost got the handoff from Harrington. He was in there so quick.
Yeah, Ramirez thinks, hey, why not get a touchdown too, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's one of their linebackers, Anderson, Horn, and Savory. The other one, Evan Savory, has put up some big numbers, but they're playing again without Garrett Long.
They like to stand Savory up there on the outside end, you can see.
Harrington to throw, airs it out, wobbly pass, up for grabs and intercepted. Macario Mendez there for the INT, and probably a ball that Harrington would love to have back. He's just throwing his third interception in 2 games.
And again, here's the touchdown you can see from Prescott. See how he's patient and sets it up and gets the blocks on the outside, breaks that tackle, and then just tip-a-toe.
That is Sean Krull speed after that.
Why? Yeah.
By the way, we have a sideline violation against Columbus North. A little too much celebrating over there, so they had to be backed up 5 yards to the 46.
Boy, we talked about fast starts, and it's Columbus North is getting out to the fast start.
Right.
But again, it was the pressure on Harrington that caused him to get rid of the ball early, and he underthrew it.
So first down. Bulldogs would love to get up 14-0 on this one. Handoff up the middle, another big hole for Geno Prescott down to the 44-yard line. Listen, we're going to take a look at the interception right here, Sean.
And you see from the backside, here comes the pressure, and he throws it and just got too much air under it. Great coverage there by Macario Mendez, and, Sargent didn't really have a shot, had to play defender himself.
Well, this might be the obvious statement, but right now, Bishop Chatard better find a way to stop the run tonight. They've given up some big runs already. Play action, a little screen pass here on the near side. Ball's going to be caught by Briner. Briner brought down, but he got a first down near the 30-yard line.
That's a great call by Columbus North to fake the run, and then it threw that quick little pass out in the flat to the receiver. And another first down.
Briner came into this one with 15 receptions. Again, without Braylon Tolman in the lineup, an injured elbow against Southport. He is not playing tonight, and again, Garrett Long is out as well. Under 6 minutes to go in the opening period. We'll stack this formation to the left. Handoff. It'll be to Prescott, and Prescott's going to get driven back. Probably got to the line of scrimmage.
He took a shot there. It looked like it was Declan Hostetler that came in, and you can see his head snap back on that one.
Those linebackers are pretty good as well. And, of course, Eddie Benson and Lucas Tremaine, Hostetler all played last year. So now it'll be 2nd down and 10. Ratliff out of the shotgun with 2 receivers to the left. Now they'll have one of the receivers reset, and they're going to keep it. It'll be Ratliff to the outside, gets pulled down immediately.
Rickard with the tackle there, and it was, you could see that Ratliff wanted to stick it up the middle, but it kind of just like bogged up on him, but he kicked it out to the left, which was a great move by him. Tried to stiff arm Rickard, but couldn't get it done. Nice tackle by Rickard.
By the way, I'm not going to mention anything about how the skies are getting a little dark right here.
No, don't.
I'm
please.
trying not to. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Prescott will line up as a receiver to the far side. Ratliff to throw. Here comes pressure. That throw is way off the mark. Looked like maybe Prescott kind of started to make his move to the outside, then held up.
It's like we've seen on the other side of the football. Pressure makes you get rid of the football early for both these quarterbacks. Rickard didn't want to throw it then, but the blitz, great call by Bishop Chatard's defense. And once again, the team is in a position, this time Columbus North, to go for it because they can't kick a field goal or punt it.
Have to go to about the 20-yard line. 4 wideouts as Prescott, the lone setback. Ratliff will again check at the line of scrimmage. Ratliff flushed out of the pocket, throws, and ball tipped and nearly intercepted. That was Rickard again once he got to the outside and nearly got his first interception of the season right there.
Did a great job reading the quarterback, but again, it was pressure that caused Ratliff to roll out and to throw it earlier than he wanted to. 4 possessions so far, Troy. 2 turnovers on downs and an interception and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Talking about the 3 true outcomes in baseball. we got the true outcomes here tonight.
No kidding. Trips left. Football at the 28-yard line. Bishop Chatard will run. Nothing there for Daniel Shaw. He might, depending on the spot of the football, might get a yard out of it. Mendez able to get the stop. Macario had that interception moments ago, and we made it under the 4-minute mark. Trips left, single receiver now to the near side. Pretty much a 3-man front, but those linebackers looking to blitz. Here they come, and guess what?
Guess who?
Ramirez.
Yep. Those linebackers are just, they're standing them up on the end of the line and just saying, get after the football. It's not get after the quarterback, because they're barely getting the handoff completed before they're behind the line of scrimmage making the tackle.
Daniel Shaw is out. Adams back in. 3rd down and 11 for Harrington. Looks, holds, now throws out in the flat. High pass, and he got buried. And there he is again. Jose Ramirez just simply putting it to Daniel Adams. Thought he might have had a fumble recovery there, but they blow it dead, and it's going to be 4th down.
You don't see very many times when the first 3 drives for Bishop Chatard are turnover on downs, interception, and gaining 2 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, those linebackers are a problem. They've got to really make some adjustments to figure out how to get the ball downfield.
So I am taking that their numbers coming in are for real, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
A very short kick.
Ooh.
And, of course, got to get away from it if you're a Bulldog. And it'll be 1st down and 10. Excellent field position. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group. They're in business to create a better future for you, your family, and for the community we share. They can match you with the right career or hire the right candidate for your company. Give them a call at 317-472-7600. And also want to thank Boilermaker Local 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction as well as metal fabrication in Indiana. When you need a safe, dependable workforce for new build and upgrade or facility maintenance, you can count on Boilermaker Local 374 to do the job right the first time. So, Bulldogs football. Ratliff will throw, and he just got rid of it. That pressure was coming up the middle, and the first one that almost got him was Mike McGinley, number 44.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the last 4 plays maybe Columbus North has been on offense. Chatard has blitzed them.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of thrown Columbus North for a loop. By the way, quick Aspen Creek Grill scoreboard update. Triton Central up 13-0 now on Covenant Christian, and Heritage Christian on top of Southport 6-0.
2nd down. The handoff. Prescott over the right side, and that run defense has gotten better. As that will maybe get a half a yard, and that's it. We'll put it at the 48. David Lepper, number 40, coming in now for Bishop Chatard. And Thad Lawrence will get a break as we're expecting a passing down here, 3rd down and 9.
Bishop Chatard seems to have figured something out. Now expect them again here. They're probably going to bring pressure. You see all the guys on the line of scrimmage. So Columbus North is having to figure out who's matched up with who. And Ratliff is going to have a very quick trigger here.
Reiner was in motion, and the pass, and there is again pressure on the quarterback, and coming in, number 44, Mike McGinley, to put Ratliff on the turf. And just like that, 4th down and 9.
And we've got another punt. Something to also keep in mind here, Troy. Bishop Chatard's 3 possessions have started at their own 28, 24, and 28. Columbus North started at their own 34, their own 46, and their own 47. That's a huge stop right there for Bishop Chatard to maybe help try and flip that field position a little bit, especially with a good return.
So, again, the Trojans will get the football, and again, as you mentioned, if they get a good return here, should get excellent field position. And Columbus North on special teams did not have the people in the right positions, and so the 5-yard penalty is going to go against them.
That was interesting. They had Devontae DeGraffenreid in motion before the punt, but apparently the long snapper was a little bit confused about what was happening.
Yeah, why is he in motion?
That is a great question.
Probably looked down there and saw somebody running by him. So that'll be 4th down and 14. Another short kick, this time the other way, and a fair catch will be made inside the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 now for the Trojans. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Passion to Care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. They are a prestigious healthcare company. Passion to Care is driven by decades of expertise and a drive to go above and beyond. For more information, contact Passion to Care, 317-537-1811.
Well, we've had the one big running play by Prescott, and outside of that,
nothing.
Yeah.
Harrington to throw. Swing pass here on the near side. Ball will be caught by Adams, and Adams ridden out of bounds at around the 27-yard line. Sam Perry getting credit for the tackle, the defensive back there for the Bulldogs.
That's a smart call by the Trojans. Get the ball out quickly, but the old West Coast offense, a pass is like a run to keep away from the pressure and keep Harrington from getting hit so much. Both these quarterbacks have taken some licks tonight.
They have. And I can guarantee you Harrington, he played a lot last year when Ortega got hurt. He didn't get hit that much. Handoff, left side. It'll be Adams once again. Adams takes a big-time hit again after gaining a couple and maybe just one. Well, I tell you one thing about that Columbus North defense, they will swarm and they'll come after you.
They will. Savory really kind of slowed him up a little bit initially. Adams got by him, but then the rest of the gang was there to snag him down, and now you got another 3rd and long.
Well, you mentioned Savory earlier with 13 tackles for loss, and then you look at Ramirez with 11 tackles for loss, both in double digits. Well, actually, Savory's a little low on the tackles per game at 8. Harrington to throw, has time over the middle, high and almost intercepted. That would have been number 2 as Jackson Haston, the free safety, knew he should have had that one.
That's one where he started running before he actually caught the football. He was in return mode.
Yeah.
That's what he was. He's a big-time weapon in the return game for the Dogs, and he was in that mode, and it did not allow him to catch it.
Almost too wide open, huh?
Yes.
We've seen that time and time again where you almost can't believe that you have a chance to intercept the football as easily as that. Oop. Another short kick, and this is going to be good field position. You're talking about, you just mentioned that a little bit ago, how good a field position they've had all night long.
They have. Outside of that first one where they were down at their 34, it's been in the near midfield the whole night for Columbus North.
Want to remind you today's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Any use of audio or video without the expressed written permission of IndianaSRN and the IHSAA is strictly prohibited. 1st down and 10 football again at the Columbus North 44-yard line.
Got more scores coming for you after this play.
A little pitch now to the back lined up on the right side, and he'll get across the 45 to the 46-yard line.
Now, for those of you watching at home, that is considered a pass.
A little shovel pass like that?
Yeah, they brought the receiver in motion and pitched it to him, but if he pitches it forward like that, that is considered a forward pass. Triton Central 19, Covenant Christian 0. Heritage Christian now trailing Southport 8-6 on the Family of Networks scoreboard, brought to you by Aspen Creek Grill.
By the way, it was Sam Mormino on that last pass reception. 2nd down and 8 after a gain of 2, and they're going to let the clock run out in the opening period of play after 1. Columbus North 7 and the Trojans nothing.
Piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements, top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com. Get a gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. A guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Back once again here at Bishop Chatard, ready for period number 2, a warm and muggy night. Our 5th week of high school football, and believe it or not, after tonight, we're down to the backstretch. 4 regular season games to go, and then we begin tournament play. Second down and 8. Swing pass near side. Ball caught by Prescott. Prescott across the 50 down to the 49. Good defense again by the Trojans.
Yeah, Eddie Benson had that sniffed out. Nice little move by Prescott to stay on his feet, put his hand on the turf, and made it a manageable 3rd down.
We haven't seen too many manageable 3rd downs here tonight either way.
We have not. And going back to pregame stats, Bishop Chatard has gained in the first quarter of all their games this year 504 yards total in the 4 games.
Wow.
Not even close to that. Just that one big run. That was it.
That's crazy. They'll look to throw over the middle. Wide open ball caught across the 40-35 and a 1st down for Columbus North. They went to their big tight end making the catch. Number 87, who we have not seen so far today, Jerry Likens, getting his first catch.
Looked like, with that number, looked like Rob Gronkowski coming over the middle, just catching it and lumbering down the field. But just super quick hitter right in the middle of the field. And that was a great call by the dog pack, as it says on their jerseys.
That's right. So 1st down. Again, spot the football at the 32-yard line. Ratliff will bring Mormino into the backfield. And the handoff right side, Prescott. Prescott trying to find running room and nothing there. Might get a yard out of it. Good job again by that BC defense come over there and swarm the way they did.
Boy, Lucas Tremaine had his sights set on Prescott, but a great push-out block by the offensive lineman gave him some room. Now, after that, obviously all the blue shirts got there in time to keep him to minimum yardage, but that could have been a tackle for loss.
By the way, last year it was Bishop Chatard winning this contest 28-3 at Columbus. Play clock down to 9 seconds. Ratliff to throw. Steps up to the far side. Ball up in the air, and it's going to be knocked down at the last moment. Zach Gantz there for Bishop Chatard on one-on-one coverage.
Another ball is underthrown. Prescott stayed in to pass block, but the pressure still got into Ratliff's face and caused him to underthrow it. But nice job there by Briner to prevent the INT.
Briner would have been looking for another big catch here tonight. We mentioned coming into this one with 15 receptions. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 7. Trips to the left. Prescott, the lone setback.
You got to manage the 29. It's 2-down territory here for Columbus North.
Ratliff now he's going to run it himself and gets brought down. He was thinking bigger than what he got, but he was brought down immediately, and great play there for the Trojans. That's going to be Jagger Gidry, who's only a sophomore, the linebacker there to make the stop.
That was a great read on his part. He had his assignment, but then he saw Ratliff take off, immediately shook that blocker and snagged him, and now we've got a 4th down.
We have to like right now, after that run they gave up for the touchdown, their defense has looked a lot different.
And a lot better, for sure.
4th down and 6. See what the Bulldogs have in store here. Ratliff will put a man in motion. Looking to his left, now over the middle, low throw, ball caught at the 25. It's going to be shy of the first down. Excellent defense again by Bishop Chatard. They get the stop, and they'll get the football.
I think Prescott was a little confused because I thought he thinks the ball was coming to him, but it zipped by him to Briner. But the defensive backs of Bishop Chatard were right there and did not let him get any further. But again, as we talked about, field position, Chatard starting from their own 23.
They have not started with good field position all night long. Trail it 7-0, 9:02 to go here in period number 2. In the backfield will be Daniel Shaw. Nice run across the 25 near the 28-yard line. Want to remind you tonight's game brought to you in part by Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have consistently been the trusted allies for all your inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation needs. We stand as your comprehensive logistics partner. Give them a call at 317-396-1023. 4 receivers. Quick pass to Forrestall here to the near side. Going to be shy of the first down. Takes a hard hit near the 32-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd and short. Again, we'll say depend on the spot of the football. We've seen time and time again where you think he's actually close to the first down and they'll mark him back a couple of yards and they put him at the 31.
Forstall's a big boy, 6'3", but Ramirez again on the tackle. But I go back to your offense opens up a lot more when you get a big first down gain.
Yeah.
Like you're not you can use more of the playbook, and you saw what they did right there, which was a great call.
That is Forrestall resetting to the left. Shaw's going to get the carry. First down and more. 35 to the outside 40. Stiff arms the defender, and he gets out of bounds at around, they're going to say 49-yard line is where he stepped out, but it's still good enough for a first down.
Great block there by Forrestall to spring him loose and then breaking a tackle on the outside. You saw Sam Perry. Boy, if you're going to try and get running backs up by the shoulders, good luck, because they'll shake you off as quick as they can and get extra yards. You got to go from the waist down.
Kalen Sargent, one of the 2 receivers to the far side. It looks like Julio Graves will be there as well. Forrestall lined up here on the near side, now in motion. And he reset on the left side, hash mark left. Handoff. This time it'll be Adams. Adams to the outside. First down and more. Down to the 35-yard line. Take that back. It's not going to be Adams on the carry. It's going to be Jax Guidry, his first carry of the night, and a big run.
That was a big run, and boy, they double-teamed Savory as he looked like he was trying to come right up the middle to get to Harrington. But they shut him down, and that opened up a nice hole.
First down now for Bishop Chatard. Offense now starting to click a little bit more as Forrestall now resets to the left. Handoff Guidry again, puts his head down inside the 35 to the 33.
Man, both these teams just have absolute noses for the football. I think that was Anderson Horn that just threw himself into the running back to knife him down for a short gain.
2nd down and 7. Harrington rolls, throws, ball caught out in the flat, and will not get to the first down, but it's caught there by Kalen Sargent. Came in averaging over 14 yards per reception, and it's going to be 3rd down and about 2.
That was really soft coverage out there on the wideout, but great job getting to the football and making a solid tackle to make it 3rd down.
And a big 3rd down here for Bishop Chatard, again trailing at 7-0.
It's 2-down territory here for sure, Troy.
That is Forrestall resetting to the left. Handoff. It'll be Guidry, first down and more. Still on his feet inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. Great run by Jax Guidry.
Boy, it's a great run, but young man, you cannot let that football get away from your body like he did, because that's just asking for a turnover.
Take another look at it.
So he gets spun around, and there goes that ball comes out wide. Keep that ball close to the body.
He is out. Adams back in. Put the football at the 15-yard line. So we're in the red zone now for Bishop Chatard. Hand off. It'll be Adams over the left side, and they're going to run it inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line.
It seems as if they've found some fixes to the running game because they've gashed Columbus North pretty good on this drive.
They have. Really have. Best drive they've had all night long.
With multiple running backs.
Yeah. 2nd down and 6. They can still get a first down at the 5-yard line. Forrestal again resetting. Hand off. It'll be Adams. Spins and again gets hit immediately, and he's going to push ahead, and somehow he's going to get to the 9-yard line.
Wow, what a great spin move to avoid the tackle from Luke Russell, because that was going to be a tackle for loss. You still got the 3rd and 5 here, though.
Ran over that left side. That offensive line playing well. Again without Andrew Troy in the lineup here tonight. 3rd down and 5. Adams is the lone setback. Adams will get the call. Left side, takes a hit, still on his feet, into the end zone, touchdown. How about that run from 9 yards out?
Yeah, and Columbus North is just absolutely stunned. They thought there was a penalty or an illegal block, and now there's some confusion with the officials because Adams just kept going, but it looks like it's going to be a touchdown.
Yeah, you're right. Columbus North, many of their players holding up their hands saying, wait a minute. And now we see the official meeting with the official on the near side, and he's kind of explaining.
Oh, maybe they thought he was down.
Yeah. So now the extra point. Gallardo will come in to try to tie this ball game at 7 apiece. The kick is up, and it is good. 4:52 to go. Before halftime, we're tied at 7.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Back once again here at Bishop Chatard as the Trojans have come back to tie this at 7 apiece. We'll have a couple of looks at the touchdown run here in a moment.
Aspen Creek Grill score update.
Uh-oh.
Triton Central 26, Covenant Christian 0. I think Keith is keeping track of that score, if I'm not mistaken.
He is facilitating at the IndianaSRN studios.
There we go.
Yeah. Tied at 7 here. We're waiting now for the official to give us the word to kick it off. And it will be a return here for Columbus North. On the return, and a big-time hit against Prescott. And it's going to be down at the 22-yard line. Here is the touchdown. Yeah, I think they thought he was down right there, didn't they?
I think they did. Like, they're all just incredulous, but hard to see on that one. Ooh.
I think he was down.
Oh, I think that knee might have hit. But there's such a scrum right there.
Whatever you do, though, Sean, you just keep playing, and
That's a smart play by Adams. Keep going.
Yeah. First down for Ratliff and the Bulldogs. We'll put it at the 23-yard line. Handoff, Prescott, left side, cross the 30, still on his feet. It looks like he got about 10 out of that one.
Oh, we got super slow-mo.
We got super slow-mo because you're doing this game tonight for free. That's how we managed to pull that off.
I feel like I need the Alcoa Can't Wait commercial to come on.
No kidding. Huh, still hard to tell.
You can kind of see it right there by
Ratliff.
By Russell.
Handoff, Prescott. 45 out to the 46, maybe 47. Again, it was way to the spot of the football.
Heritage Christian 14, Southport 8.
It's Southport hanging in there.
Yeah, from our guy Craig Cox. He must be at the Heritage Southport game.
Second down and 1. See, the tight end will line up. That is Smith to the left side. Handoff once again to Prescott, and he got the first down to the 45. We still have 3:41 to go, so plenty of time here for the Bulldogs.
It's so interesting, the chess match of both teams gashing by the run on their first drive and then being completely shut down for the next 3 drives each of them. And now both on this last drive are gashing too. And then
Bishop Chatard has a player that is down, and this kind of really came late. We didn't see him go down till right there. We don't really at this stage, we can't see who it is. We'll take a timeout, tied at 7.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
By the way, it was Lucas Tremaine who went down. They're still working on that left elbow, and you could tell the trainer was just seeing if he had some feeling in it. Looks like, at least from our standpoint, he's going to be okay. Now, may not come back in for the rest of the first half. First down and 10 now for the Bulldogs. They'll bring 2 tight ends and reset them to the left. They'll fake the handoff. Ratliff rolling, throwing downfield. High for the catch. Did he hold on? That's the question. Morgan Knapp.
Wow.
And a jump ball makes the catch at the 36-yard line.
You know, I give Ratliff credit there because either his guy was going to catch it or nobody was, but what a snag. Does that young man play basketball too? Holy cow.
Best catch of the night we have seen now with Morgan Knapp staying in the ball game. He'll be one of the 2 receivers now to the left.
He was like, elevator, 3rd floor.
Please. Handoff. It'll be Prescott. Prescott inside the 35 to the 34.
Prescott on the carry.
Mixing it up well right now is Columbus North.
You can tell they're kind of being semi-methodical because they don't want to give Chatard the ball back.
Yeah.
So that pass was a big pass, and they ran right after it, but they're okay with gaining 1 yard because they're in Chatard territory, but they want that clock to keep running.
3 receivers here to the short side, including Briner and Knapp. Smith, the tight end, lined up there as well. Empty backfield, quick hitter to the outside. Ball will be caught by Knapp. Knapp's going to get out of bounds, unless they say he was inbounds at the 27-yard line.
That young man's making plays.
Boy, no kidding.
And quick to the ball here.
It'll be second down and 1. Handoff Prescott. Prescott will get the first down to the 27-yard line.
Prescott on the carry. About 5.
Well, let's see where they're going to put this football. The far side officials at the 20, actually at the 22-yard line.
Brought down by number 22, Declan Hostetler.
Declan Hostetler gets credit for the tackle.
Minute 42 still on the clock. All 3 timeouts left for both squads.
How about that? Up close and personal. There's a flag down. I don't see where it is, though.
I don't either. Unless it's on this side and the Chatard sideline is.
That went against Bishop Chatard.
I couldn't even see what it was.
Well, it's going to give Columbus North the first down.
Was it a face mask?
No, he went like it was a motion, but there's nothing like that on defense that I know of.
Yeah, they took the play.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Football will be placed at the 23-yard line. Briner, one of 2 receivers to the left. Knapp to the near sideline. Play action to the end zone, and there was contact there, but not enough. Bustamante was on coverage of Knapp, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Ratliff just kind of sailed that ball a little bit because, the inside post there was open. Knapp was open. If he puts the ball where it needs to be, that's a big gain.
Stops the clock at 1:21. Halftime will get you updated, of course, on some of the scores on the Aspen Creek Grill scoreboard. Tight end Likens will set to the right. Ball caught. It'll be Knapp. Knapp inside the 20 to the 18. A lot happening right there, but you only got a couple of yards out of it.
Great play by number 5, Luke Monahan, who fought off the offensive lineman to make the tackle because that could have sprung wide open.
I was watching the head official right there saying something to the players or the coaching staff, and they saw lightning. I've seen this movie before where they all look around and then they start heading to the locker room because they saw lightning. So what this means is it will not resume until 8:20 if they don't see anything else. If there is lightning again, every time we see it, it's another 30 minutes. And so we are in a lightning delay. This is the 2nd time this has happened this season. A couple of weeks ago, we were actually at Marion University when Brownsburg was playing against Cathedral. They had to come back the next day and finish that game.
That happened to a ton of schools where some schools were unable to. For example, New Palestine was playing Decatur Central. They couldn't find officials.
Yeah.
So they just kind of called the game a no contest, whereas North Central was playing at Hamilton Southeastern, and they were able to piecemeal together some officials in order to finish the game. So that's tough because a lot of these officials will do D2, D3 football games on Saturday, so they're already booked.
Yeah, it's a dilemma for sure. And again, we'll have to just kind of wait and see. We were watching the radar earlier, and we're talking maybe it would go around us, but it has to go around us more than, 10 miles? I think that's the limit. And apparently it is not. And so everybody will have to leave the stadium, which is also an interesting aspect because getting them to leave is a lot of work as well. I want to remind you that tonight's game brought to you in part by Dynamark. If you're looking to elevate your brand, choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. They're serving Indianapolis and have been for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service. Give them a call at 317-328-2555. We will take a break. We'll be back in about 30 minutes here on IndianaSRN.
cross-country teams travel next to Garin Catholic to run in the Circle City Conference Championships next Saturday morning starting at 9 a.m. The football team hosts the Garin Catholic.
Welcome back once again to Bishop Chatard, and we believe we're about ready to get started once again. It will end up being officially, Sean, a 1 hour and 50-minute delay. We'll begin again at 9:40 and want to explain to everybody kind of what's going to happen. We'll finish out the minute 10, and then literally we're going to go right into the third quarter, no halftime.
Yeah, it'll be just like the end of a quarter. They'll take that quick timeout, switch sides, and then go right back at it since there was so much time. But, hey, at least it wasn't a delay like we get at the HCAC baseball tournament.
Oh,
so
isn't that fun? Like 6.5 hours? Yeah, that was great. I wish we'd do that again.
Oh.
I know you're going to see some of the highlights as we're talking here in what happened in the first half. So while you're watching that, we'll let you know, again, with a minute 10, it's going to be Columbus North football. They'll have a 3rd down and 6 at the 18-yard line. Sean, it's always interesting to look at the delay for that long and to see how the players react coming back. They're sitting in the locker room this whole time trying to find something to do like we were. Now you got to gear it back up and come out and play football.
And you've got before the game starts, you've got a lot of time to warm up and kind of work yourself up into that mode. Here they've got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And they've already played essentially a half of football and right back into it. So there's going to be a lot of cobwebs that they got to figure out. And so this is where the coaches really play a huge part in keeping their players mentally focused during that delay so that they're ready when they come back out here to hit the ground running. You know, physically, we'll just have to see what happens. The field took on the water really, really well because it poured. I mean, it poured for a while. I thought I saw Noah's Ark there for a second, but the field's in good condition, and I think that should not be a problem for the players.
Now, here's what is interesting is that Columbus North, with a minute 10, 3rd down and 6, let's say they score. And we have no time remaining, and all of a sudden they get the football to begin the third quarter too. So the momentum really could be in their favor.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why they were taking their time in that last drive, being methodical running. But when they felt like, okay, we're in a position where we need the clock to stop, let's throw a pass. That way if it's incomplete, the clock stops. Because that's one of the reasons why you defer that opening kickoff is for the potential to double dip, as they call it, and that's exactly what Columbus North wants to do. They don't want to score on this first play. They want to take up that last minute 10, stick it in the end zone, end of quarter, then get the ball right back and go at it again with that momentum.
Of course, if you're just joining us, you have to go back to that touchdown run by Prescott that really got things going there for Columbus North, and then they just have not been able to really do much, even with good field position, in their next several possessions up until this one to the 18-yard line. Then on the other side, it was Bishop Chatard team that couldn't get their offense rolling, and all of a sudden now they're starting to pick it up a little bit better too.
Columbus North did not do a very good job of taking advantage of the opportunities that Chatard gave them. They drove down to the Columbus North 34, turned it over on downs, and then Columbus North scored. But after that, it was INT, interception, punt, and Columbus North couldn't do anything. They in turn lost it on downs twice, couldn't convert. So they had an opportunity to really kind of take control of this game and put a chokehold on Bishop Chatard. But the Trojans did a great job defensively of stemming the tide, and now here we are, still tied at 7.
A lot of games have been delayed in our area. We will try to get you updated on as many of them as we can. In fact, I even saw that some games are not going to continue until 9:45 because of the lightning that we had and the thunderstorms coming through. But once we get a chance to get some of the finals, and there are some finals because, believe it or not, there are many areas of the state that got no rain and no lightning, so they're pretty much finishing up.
I was just texting with my wife as we live in New Palestine, and she said nothing.
Memorial leads Harrison 45-8 in that contest down in Evansville. That's one of our other games. That's a final now. And, of course, our final scores on our scoreboard brought to you by Aspen Creek Grill. So here we go. Both teams ready to go. Now, they still have about 5 minutes they show on the clock, so they might start a little bit early on this one. So, again, we remind you, don't go away. There's not going to be halftime. I know they're talking a lot about it being homecoming. Unfortunately, the weather has kind of taken those plans and thrown them out the window. The one thing they don't want to do is run into maybe more rain coming. And I was watching the Weather Channel a little bit ago, and they're saying by 10 o'clock we might see some more. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's probably why they want to get started as quickly as they possibly can so they can get a lot of it in before those next storms could appear. And it looks as if we're starting a little bit early.
All right, let's do it. In fact, that'll be an official start time at 9:36. So you're going to knock 4 minutes off that delay to a minute or an hour and 46 minutes. So here we go. 3rd down and 6 football again at the 18-yard line. And again, Columbus North with a football. Tied at 7. Ratliff to throw. And he's going to throw out in the flat and intended there for Prescott. It's incomplete. And it'll be now 4th down and 6. It looks like we'll go for the field goal here.
You know, even before the delay, Ratliff hadn't exactly been the most accurate. He had the one great catch over here on the sideline on an overthrow. But outside of that, he hasn't really thrown the ball very well. They really need him to get going if they want a shot to win this football game.
Luke Friend from the 25, so this will be a 35-yard attempt. He'll be looking from right to left, and the kick is on the way, and that's going to be off the mark. It had the distance, but not the accuracy, and so Columbus North, after the long delay, unable to get points on the board, will go back over now to Bishop Chatard.
Another squandered opportunity there. Now 53 seconds and 3 timeouts for the Trojans to see if they can do anything. Haven't really thrown the football down the field very much tonight. Just little, screens to the wide receivers, hit Forrestall a couple of times, but nothing deep. Let's see what they pull out of their hat.
So Harrington, 1st down and 10, 53 seconds remaining before the end of the second quarter. Trips to the right. See if they can get anything on the board here. Harrington drops. Here comes the pressure. He goes down.
Savory.
Well, he didn't wait long, did he?
He did not. He was ready to go once they blew the whistle.
So Evan Savory with the sack. He, by the way, came in with 13 tackles for loss and 6 sacks, so make it 7.
He's adding to that total.
Handoff on the run, and it'll be Daniel Shaw on the carry to the 18.
And I imagine they'll probably just let the clock run out now. No sense chancing a crazy play where something might happen. And then Columbus North gets the ball again in the 3rd quarter.
And that will do it for the second period of play. We will head to the 3rd quarter. We're tied at 7.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back once again here at Bishop Chatard, ready for the third quarter of play. Today's game brought to you in part by Officially Human. Their mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and the court. Do your part and practice good sportsmanship. If we don't have officials, we can't play. We had those delays a couple of weeks ago, and you're mentioning something that is true, that you don't want to try to get this game moved to Saturday. You don't know if you have any officials on Saturday.
Right. So many of these officials don't just do high school. They do D2, D3, and so they're already booked for tomorrow.
Return from the 5 here for Columbus North, and a big-time contact past the 20 to the 22-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10. Columbus North, again, 4-0 on the season. They have had 2 shutouts this year, Columbus East and Roncalli. Gave up 15 to Decatur Central and 14 to Southport. Those were both road games. And again, they're averaging nearly 197 yards on the ground, 191 through the air. It's 387 yards of total offense.
Oh.
Might have a face mask right here, and the carry there by Gino Prescott, and you can see that from up here. Now we have 3 flags that have come down.
Yeah, they caught it in this game, but they missed it in the Illinois-Nebraska game when we were watching before we restarted.
Maybe they were so focused on the speed of your quarterback trying to get out of bounds, they just missed it. And then, of course, he got a late hit out of bounds. He didn't call that one either.
Didn't call it either, yeah. And that is the personal foul variety, too.
Yeah, it is.
Mask. So that is a huge gainer, not just on the run, but adding the 15 yards as well.
Puts it all the way to the 49, so a big break right there. Prescott now will be one of the 2 receivers at the top. Trips to the near side, and again the 2 tight ends will reset, and Prescott will come back into the backfield. 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs, and it'll be Ratliff on the carry. Take that back, Prescott on the carry. He'll get to about the 47-yard line.
Boy, he was taking on some fellas there. It's like this has been bottled up for a while. I need to unleash
reinvigorated,
it.
right?
He did.
Had that nearly 2-hour delay. Got plenty of rest.
He wanted to lay the wood to some defenders as opposed to the opposite.
2nd down and 6. Football again at the 47. You see Mormino resetting. Fake the handoff. Quick hitter to the outside at the 40. Inside the 40. Still in his feet. Trying to get extra yardage. That'll be Jordan Briner. He'll get the 1st down, and they'll put him down near the 36-yard line.
Well, that's a case where the defenders are trying to strip the football, and because of that, they lose some leverage, and Briner was able to get himself the 1st down with that.
Columbus North on the march now, 1st down and 10.
3 plays, and they're already near the 35-yard line of Bishop Chatard.
Ratliff puts a man in motion, fakes the handoff. Trying to set up a screen. Here comes the rush, gets away. Ratliff now will tuck it under and run it himself, and then goes down very close to the 32-yard line. He made something positive, and it looked like that was going to be a loss.
Yes, he did. And numerous times you didn't know, oh, he's going to tuck it. Wait, oh, no, he may pass it. Oh, he's going to tuck it again. But he got positive yardage out of it, and that's all you can ask for.
And we knew coming in he was a quarterback that could run the football.
Yes. Well, 2nd leading rusher for them on the season with 241 yards, about 60 yards a game rushing for Ratliff.
Trips to the near side. Now make it 4 receivers here on the near side. Ratliff steps up, throws to the near sideline, and Prescott was there, but it was behind him, incomplete.
Bit of a miscommunication because they faked the bubble screen to Ratliff, and then he went, or to Prescott, and then he went out. And then I think they just got mixed up on where Prescott was supposed to be, and the ball went in a different direction. So now you've got 3rd down here for the Bulldogs.
3rd and 6 at the 32.
By the way, what did you think of the camo black pants that they're wearing?
You like those?
No, I'm asking you.
Oh, I can't tell from up here, but they look good.
Well, we saw them down before the game.
That's true. Oh! And it'll be Bishop Chatard football. Thad Lawrence able to jump on it after the fumble by Gino Prescott.
And that is a break that Chatard is getting now. Can they take advantage of it? After Columbus North with plays and penalties, we're getting near the red zone.
You know, I would like to say that was maybe because the ball could have been a little bit wet, which certainly is the case, but I think he took a hit right there and didn't really secure it.
He took a pretty good lick right at the ball. Looks like it was number 40.
Yeah.
David Lepper.
Yep. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. The handoff. Nice run across the 30 on the carry, Daniel Shaw, and he'll be brought down at the 33.
By Macario Mendez, like literally tackled his helmet. That was bizarre. Oh, there was nice camera work.
So it'll be 2nd down and 3. Harrington, quick out to the outside, and it's going to fall incomplete. Pass was intended there for Julio Graves. Graves, I think the way he was pointing right there, he wanted that ball a little more out in front of him instead of where it was.
Well, and Jackson Haston was telling the refs, like, Forstall was blocking the whole time. He wasn't running around. That should be interference. But they're lucky he didn't get picked off.
Trips right, 3rd down and 3. They'll run the football up the middle, and I don't think he's going to get it. Somebody ended up losing their hat on that one. Is that Daniel Shaw?
He lost his lid.
So he'll have to come out for one play.
Wow, this is
4th and about 2. They're going to go for it.
On your side, you were putting a lot of faith in your offensive line if you're calling a 4th down here.
And look at all those players up front now for Columbus North, and there was a jump. It was the right tackle who jumped, Jacob Arteaga, one of your veterans.
Was it him or was it Declan Hernandez, the tight end? I couldn't tell.
I thought it was 74.
Was it 74? Okay. Yeah, that'll quickly bring on the punt team.
Boy, you get a big turnover like that, and now you got to give up the football.
Yep.
Belby will kick it away. He's only averaging about 30 yards per kick coming into this contest. Now we have quite an interesting matchup here and an offensive struggle now going on. That'll take a Bishop Chatard bounce, and it'll go out of bounds here on the near side. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the IndianaSRN sports page. Wall-to-wall sports news every day, whether it be high school, college, or pro sports. We have it all. Check it out on IndianaSRN.org and click on the sports page tab. And if you don't want to stay up late tonight, and it's going to be a late one here.
Are you going to make it? You know, it's past your bedtime
already. It is. It's 9:48.
One of the things they've done, that Chatard has done, is they've kept the ball away from Haston on returns. He has 3 kickoff returns for 70 yards and 7 punt returns for 129 yards. So he is a weapon in the return game. They're kicking it away from him to avoid that.
1st and 10 at the 28. Ratliff, the handoff up the middle. Tough yards here for Prescott. Looks like he got to the 30.
Both hands on the football.
Yeah, he will certainly learn that lesson after giving up the football the last time.
He will.
Give him about 3 on that carry. Spotted the football at the 31. It'll be 2nd down. Man in motion to the outside. They'll set up the screen over the middle. Ball's going to be caught by Mormino, and he's dropped immediately. Read well by Bishop Chatard's defense.
What a fantastic play by Eddie Benson to sniff that out and keep it to a very minimal gain.
There were a lot of moving parts in the offense right there, too.
Yeah, they had it set up really well, but he just was like an absolute rocket coming from the secondary and snagged him by his ankles and took him down.
So let's call it 3rd down and 6, football at the 32. Trips left.
They've done a lot of running Prescott out and faking a bubble screen.
Ratliff to throw over the middle, sidearm pass, ball caught 40 out to the 45 and a first down for the Bulldogs. And there's Jordan Briner once again, has been kind of their main target tonight.
And that was a really good throw by Ratliff. Kind of sidearmed it, but hit him right in stride. Didn't overthrow him. Maybe that'll get him on track.
Kamari Morris back in, number 98 for Bishop Chatard.
But yeah, Briner's been huge for the Bulldogs today.
He has. They'll play action again, pumping. Nobody was open on that one. Ratliff will keep it. The cutback. Can he get to the outside? He got tripped up, and he's going to get to the 49, and that was close.
That was very close. Zach Gantz got just enough of his shoelaces to bring him down, or he could have gone for a long, long run.
Good coverage, though, downfield, too. Ratliff was looking to the near side, and there was nobody open.
It's nice to have that weapon ability as a quarterback, that if your coverage breaks down, you can run the football and you can break off a long one.
So now it'll be 2nd down at about 4. The handoff. They'll go left side to Prescott. Prescott gets the first down at about the 45-yard line. Boy, but how many drives have these two teams had where you either turn it over or you just don't get the first down?
Yeah.
It's just been a kind of a struggle. It kind of looks good at times, but then
it's almost like from 25 to 25 they've done really well, but once they get near that red zone, the defenses immediately stiffen up, and that's why we're still here tied at 7.
Trips near side. It'll be 1st down and 10 at the Bishop Chatard 45-yard line. That is Prescott, and the quarterback will keep it, and he might lose a yard out of this one. Not much there for Ratliff. They didn't fool anybody on that one.
They did not. That is absolutely great defensive football by Declan Hostetler in keeping your assignment.
Yeah.
Because he could have been faked out by the fake jet sweep, but he knew what his assignment was, kept it, and they lost yardage, about a yard.
4 wideouts. Briner, by the way, will be the receiver to the far left. Prescott in the backfield along with Asher Ratliff. It'll be 2nd down and 11 after a loss of a yard. And we're coming up on 4 minutes here in the 3rd. Ratliff to throw. Has time. Down the middle. Ball's going to be caught wide open at the 10. The 5 into the end zone for the score. Jordan Briner with the score, and a ball that he bobbled at first, but able to hold on and race into the end zone for the touchdown.
Wow, there was a blown coverage there because he was wide open.
We'll get a chance to see it again here in a couple of moments, but I'll tell you what, great throw, too, by Asher Ratliff.
Yeah, I think that kind of surprised Briner a little. One, that he was so open, and 2, the ball was right there. He's like, oh, my goodness. I don't have to jump up 30 feet in the air to get it.
Luke Friend will attempt the extra point, and the kick barely got across the crossbar, but it is good. 4:06 to go here in the 3rd. Bulldogs lead at 14-7.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Want to remind you, college football tomorrow here on Indiana SRN. We'll have the Adrian and Franklin game. That is at 1:30. RHIT.TV is close. 4:06. That'll be on HCAC.TV, and the kickoff, it'll be a short kick, and a return inside the 25-yard line, out across the 35. And we'll put it at about the 37-yard line. Taking a look at this touchdown.
Just absolutely wide open. Looked like two defensive backs. One thought the safety had it, and the safety came up to help in the across the middle and left Briner wide open.
That is Chase Helm right there. You see the safety on the trying to catch up on that one. First down and 10 at the 37. Bulldogs showing blitz, and now we'll pull back as you get a look at Harrington checking at the line of scrimmage. In the ball game, Daniel Shaw resets to the left of Harrington. Harrington to throw toward the sideline. Ball will be caught and then out of bounds. On the reception will be Julio Graves. We'll have, again, another matchup tomorrow. This will be Rose-Hulman. They'll take on Hope. Rose-Hulman losing last week after blowing a 21-point lead.
Ooh.
And got beat in that one. So, again, that'll be another Saturday matchup here on Indiana SRN and HCAC.TV.
Who did they lose to?
Trine.
Trine, okay.
Yes. Here is the handoff, and boy, I tell you what, Adams got tripped up in the backfield, and guess who was in there? Number 21, Jose Ramirez.
Well, that's a surprise. Not really. By the way, 7 plays, 72 yards on the touchdown drive by Columbus North, capped off by a 46-yard touchdown pass from Ratliff to Briner.
So Harrington at 3rd down and 1. Everybody in the box on this one. And the handoff, hard run. It'll be Daniel Adams, 1st down and more inside the 45. Finally brought down near the 41-yard line.
That's the beauty of plays like this when defenses stack the line to try and stop you from getting a 1st down knowing you're going to run. If you break through that first wave, you don't have a ton left behind to make tackles.
So a big run again by Daniel Adams. Been a huge key for this running attack for Bishop Chatard this season. And we're coming up on 3 minutes. Harrington out of the shotgun. Play action. Here they come. Gets rid of it in time. And the ball caught on the far side, but he is out of bounds. Looked like that was Drew Swickheimer in the ball game there for Bishop Chatard. Well, I tell you, I'm not sure how Harrington first off got that pass away.
Yeah, it seemed like he had 8 guys breathing down his neck, but he somehow flung it out there and almost made a great play.
So now it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
We haven't seen a ton of blitzes from Columbus North, but that play they did and almost got home.
Handoff, Adams bouncing to the outside, and he will be brought down. That young man, Daniel Adams, is not big, but he runs like a really big type fullback, and Columbus North has a player down. And automatically everybody coming to the sidelines with 2:42 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Here is the other game we'll have tomorrow up in Manchester, Kalamazoo and Manchester. That'll get underway at 1 o'clock. So that'll be 3 good football games for you tomorrow on a busy day in college football here on Indiana SRN.
Busy day in college football tomorrow, period.
Yeah. There are 4 really big games. Well, actually, one of them's tonight. That Nebraska-Illinois game.
I don't know about that.
Hanging in there. Sean, you're only down by 7 at halftime.
Yeah, well, when you're up 7-0, that's not. Who do your Wolverines have tomorrow?
USC.
Oh.
Yeah, at home, though, the big house.
It's a battle of disappointments right there.
It is. And we changed quarterbacks this week.
Yeah, Orgy's going to be that's his name, correct?
Yeah. 3rd down and 7 following the injury timeout. Forrestall in motion. Harrington throws to the near side. Forrestall makes the catch, and he's going to lose some yardage on this one back to the 40. That was read extremely well.
Jackson Haston, coach's kid, with a textbook tackle.
And you would expect that from him.
Yeah, and you would expect Chatard to go for this, too, where they're at on the field.
They'll have to get to the 31 for the first down. 4th down and 9.
First thing, do not jump off side. Do not false start. That would be...
I think we saw that earlier, didn't we?
I think we might have. Yeah, they brought the house.
Harrington airing it out and turning, and it looked like it was a little bit late there for Kalen Sargent, and it falls incomplete. He really never even got his head turned around until the last moment.
Yeah, it looked like he never saw it.
Yeah.
But it looked like it was on target, but he just didn't see it.
So the Trojans will turn it over on downs. And the Bulldogs back out will now to try to build on a 14-7 lead here in the third quarter. It was a 1 hour and 46-minute rain and lightning delay.
And they start with great field position again,
They
too.
do. Yep, they do. It's been kind of the MO tonight. Good field position, handoff. It'll be Prescott. Prescott gets a couple and then driven out of bounds. Got to be careful here. Get those guys out of bounds. You got to lay off.
Yes, Bustamante with a great tackle there.
This could be big just from a standpoint, getting points on the board. In the way that Bishop Chatard has struggled. They struggled last week offensively against Cathedral. They're struggling offensively here tonight. This could be a big, big drive here for Columbus North.
Yeah, for both. If you're Columbus North, you're going to feel really good if you can get points out of this drive. And if you're Bishop Chatard, you know we're down 7 right now. We have got to get them off of the field.
Ratliff fakes the handoff to Prescott, throws to the near side, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Looked like it was a catchable football there for Morgan Knapp, but he can't hold on.
It's coming back. Flag. There's a hold.
Yep. So if you're Morgan Knapp, you feel good. First off, you're no longer charged with dropping the football, so that's good news, right?
No, yeah. They'll still see it on film, though.
They will. Well, for some reason, we have a discussion
Send
here.
them back. Send them back.
Yeah.
Holding on the Bulldogs.
So that'll move them all the way back to the 31-yard line. You know, I'm also impressed that after that delay, the fans that have come back to stay, it looks like all the Columbus North fans have come back.
Oh, they drove that long? There's no way they were going, no.
So it'll be 2nd down and 19 now for Asher Ratcliffe. Bulldogs will have trips left.
That can't be the most fun bus ride.
No, not at all. Now 4 receivers to the left, empty backfield. Quick hitter to the outside to Prescott. He has blockers, but how about that Trojan defense? They closed up that hole well. It'll be down at the 36.
Well, that's just a great defensive play because the receivers that were there ready to set up their blocks, but Bishop Chatard did a great job of fighting those blocks off for a minimal gain on the tackle.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 14. Could be the final play of the third. Ratliff will send Prescott now to the near side. There'll be 4 there. Prescott over the middle, making the catch, and will be brought down close to the 45. But they're still going to be shy. By the way, after all that we saw weather-wise, we had the sunshine, it was hot, we get the rain, lightning, and now we see the moon.
Oh, there you go.
What a night, huh?
Are they going for it?
That was the last play of the third quarter.
Well, they're going to let the clock run
Give
out.
themselves some time.
Head to the 4th. It's 14-7 Bulldogs.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
You want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements and top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Indiana Labor's District Council. The 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Labor's District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are La Una. Final 12 minutes. Columbus North will punt it away at 4th down and 5. End over end kick. Let's see if there'll be a return, and it will be inside the 20-yard line. Across the 30 and then brought down right there. We've had good special teams play, but there is a flag down.
Wonder if that might be a face mask.
Stephen Bell on the return there for Bishop Chatard. And the penalty will be a face mask on Columbus North. I bet you'd like to have these officials there in Lincoln, Nebraska. They would have gotten your face mask.
Yeah, they would
earlier.
have. Might have, kept the drive going.
Yeah. So we have had now 2 penalties called in the second half of play that have marked off 15 yards each way, and that'll put it at the 46. And by the way, you talked about this a lot tonight. That's very rare tonight for Bishop Chatard. They start a drive at the 46.
It is. It is. You got a shorter field. I mean, you need to take advantage of it if you're the Trojans.
Forrestal will reset. Right side, handoff up the middle. And on the carry once again will be Daniel Shaw. And they'll put him down at the 48-yard line, gain of a couple.
Just really good tackling on both sides of the football tonight.
Yeah.
Both defenses have done a really great job of wrapping up.
Well, we talked about it earlier where Bishop Chatard gave up over 200 yards rushing last week. Thought maybe that's the way it was going to be here tonight. Handoff. This time it'll be Adams on the carry, and that'll be a hard yard or so.
Yeah, Shaw came off, and he looked like he was just kind of shaking the cobwebs out, and he's kind of walking around on the sideline, and Adams went in there super quick.
3rd down and 7. Bishop Chatard quickly back to the line of scrimmage. It's a big 3rd and 7. Harrington to throw. Pocket collapses. He'll hit his tight end here on the near side, and he's going to dive ahead. Did he get the first down? It's going to be very close. It's Forrestal on the reception, and they're going to mark him short at the 45-yard line.
It was a great move to avoid that first defender, cut back inside. Great play call, but you know they're going for it here.
Kalen Sargent back in the ball game. He'll be the receiver to the left. 4th down and about a yard. In the backfield, we saw Guidry run the football effectively in a couple of carries in the first half. Let's see if he'll get the call. He will. First down and more down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Boy, how about him and his capabilities tonight to run the football the way he has?
Yeah, they've got, it's nice when you've got options with a 3-headed monster like they've kind of ran out there tonight. If they can all produce, that's just a benefit.
Harrington throwing to the far side. Ball is going to be dropped, and that's going to be a rare one on Kalen Sargent. He was the intended receiver on that pass play on their last possession. They were really gunning more for the touchdown than they were the first down. He didn't turn and see it, but this one just dropped.
Yeah, that was kind of a discombobulated play from the beginning.
So it will be 2nd down and 10. Handoff, and Guidry gets the call and trying to sweep it right, and he got buried. He's going to lose yardage back to the 41.
He should have lost more
than
he did, because the initial defender, which it looked like it might have been Ramirez, got through there, but he fought off and was able to make it a minimal loss, but it's still a long 3rd down. But again, 2-down territory here for them to try and get it.
So let's call it 3rd down and 12. Guidry will stay in as the running back trips left. Here comes the blitz. Harrington gets away from the defenders. He's going to have running room to the outside, trying to get that extra yardage. Got the 1st down to about the 26-yard line. Great run by Jack Harrington.
That's the first time we've seen that really all night from Harrington. Normally when they break containing, he gets outside the pocket, he's looking for someone to throw it to, and that time he's like, that left side of the field is nothing but green. I'm going to go for it, and he did a great job getting the 1st down, got a little momentum.
Well, that might be right now the play of the game there for Bishop Chatard. 1st down and 10, football at the 26-yard line of Columbus North. Harrington will give it off, and back in the ball game on the carry will be Daniel Shaw. Gets big-time yardage down around the 15-yard line. That'll be another 1st down.
Looks like Columbus North may be getting a little gassed out there.
Well, Luke Russell, one of their linebackers, a little slow getting up.
Yeah, he's hurting.
1st down and 10. Harrington on the keeper, able to get away from one defender, and he'll get gang tackled very close to the 12-yard line.
Like, hey, I got a 1st down. Let me run it again.
Tell you what, coming in from that side, Haston grabs his towel from around his belt, and that's what you saw come out right there. Otherwise, Haston might have had himself a sack. 2nd down and 6. Adams back in as Bishop Chatard trying to keep a fresh running back in at every play. Harrington throws to the outside. Ball will be caught, knocked out of bounds. Kalen Sargent on the reception.
3rd and short. They're right there, and the way they've run the ball since those first couple of drives, I can't imagine them not sticking it in right here.
Chance to tie the football game here in the 4th quarter.
And we're about halfway through the 4th quarter as well.
Adams in the backfield. It'll be Adams on the carry, gets hit immediately and brought down at the 5. You're going to see Guidry come back in. Swickheimer coming in, an extra tight end.
Oh, they gave him a 1st down?
They did. So 1st and goal at the 5. Forrestal will be tight end to the right. Swickheimer will be the tight end to the left. Guidry stays in. Forrestal resets to the left. Handoff to Guidry, hole up the middle, stays on his feet. The extra effort will get him into the end zone, 5 yards, and the score. You're going to see Guidry get hit, put his right hand down, kept his balance, and that enabled him to get into the end zone.
Low center of gravity always helps.
Yeah. So now the important extra point. Gallardo will step in. Good snap. The kick is on the way, and it is perfect. 6:55 remaining in this one. We're tied at 14.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We never really realize how much we depend on electricity until the power goes out. Get those lights back on when you choose the certified electricians at Bertner Electric Incorporated. Locally owned and operated, we are a member of the Better Business Bureau and provide only the highest quality of customer service. For more information, give us a call today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Tied at 14, and an impressive drive there for Bishop Chatard.
Yeah, 12 plays, 54 yards, 4 minutes and 56 seconds, capped off. 5-yard touchdown run by Guidry.
By the way, I want to remind you tonight's game brought to you in part by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Call him for coverage at 317-894-7000. So the Bulldogs will get it back. See if they can do anything with the football here as we get later and later here into the fourth quarter. Ball picked up on the return, and well, I tell you what, that was really very, very dangerous. Able to come up with the football and get a little bit of a return on that was Prescott, but he almost caught that thing up.
There's the touchdown.
Yeah, you saw Guidry put that right hand down on the turf. That was certainly instrumental in getting him into the end zone. So now it'll be Bulldog football. They don't start this deep and haven't tonight very often. As you got another look at it from ground level right there, it'll be 1st and 10, football at the 19-yard line. Prescott in the backfield. Ratliff will reset his tight end. Ratliff to throw to the far side. Ball's going to be caught. Great catch. Tell you what, that was close to being intercepted as Sam Bustamante was right there.
Yes, it was. That was extremely close.
Morgan Knapp, I believe, on the reception there for Columbus North. And it was good enough for 9 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Well, they could use a lot of clock right here and get into scoring position. That would be huge.
If you're ever going to take a shot, now's the time. 2nd and short, even though you're on your side of the field. But
handoff to Prescott. 30-yard line. Gain of 2.
They'll just take the first down.
I guess so. Well, this will be interesting. Just from a standpoint, you don't want to leave any time on the other side.
No.
But then you got to be, your clock management's got to be pretty good here too.
Right.
You have the 3 timeouts. A lot of shifting going on here for the Bulldog offense. They'll overload on the right side. Handoff once again to Prescott. Prescott trying to find running room, and he will go nowhere. Great play. Ricard is on that side, Cade Ricard, and he really did a great job limiting what Prescott could do.
That's a surprising call. That not that they stacked it all to the right side, but it's the short side of the field.
Yeah.
Like you're really kind of running a play inside of a closet right there.
Yeah, there were a lot of bodies to get through. It'll be 2nd down and 10 now for Columbus North. Now they'll stack it up here on the near side with 4 receivers. Ratliff will take off and carry it himself. He will get to the 35. And now they're talking about 3rd down. They've got to get to the 40, so we're actually going to move that football back to the 34-yard line. So now we're looking at 3rd down and 6.
Big plays. I don't think you can go for it if you're Columbus North on this end of the field, especially when Chatard has the momentum. You don't want to give them more momentum by turning it over on downs to 4th downs. This is a big play for the offense.
3rd and 6. Prescott will now go wide to the right. Empty backfield now for Ratliff. Here they come, blitzing up the middle. That's Benson. Can't make the play. Ball caught on the near side and good enough for a 1st down. Making the catch is Smith. He got that last little push on the stiff arm that may have gotten him the 1st down. Well, I'll tell you what, they did not get a favorable spot on that. They got the 1st down, but I thought he got to the 41.
I thought he did too. I don't know if he saw that the referee thought he stepped out of bounds, but that was Yeah, that one was definitely shorter than what we thought, but they gave him a first down.
On the force out of bounds, Chase Helm. Take another look at it right here. There was the stiff arm, and it looks like he may have stepped out just across the 40.
Just across, yeah.
First down, rolling Ratliff. Here comes the defense on the way from behind, and he took a big hit. Going to lose a couple of yards on this one. Might have been Ricard again coming from behind to essentially get the tackle. It's going to be 2nd down and 12.
Like a headlock.
Yeah. I'm going to give Hostetler credit for the tackle as well. Clock under 4:30 to go.
They're taking a lot of time to get these plays in.
Play clock down to 13. Big one here at 2nd and 12. Briner in motion, now comes back near side. Ratliff to throw. Looking downfield, takes the hit, throws, and the receiver went down. The question is, did he get hit?
He hooked him with his back on, with the arm in the back. If we have a replay, you'll see the defender takes his left arm and kind of hooks him and pulls him, and that's why he fell.
Chase Helm. There, take another look at it right here. It was kind of hard to see it from that vantage point, but it will be a penalty that will give Columbus North a first down. Now they mark it off from back at the 38-yard line. It's not like what you might see in the National Football League where you're going to get it at the spot of the foul. So this marks it up to the 47-yard line.
First down at the 47-yard line of the Trojans.
Well, that's a big play right there.
It was. He was open, too.
So it'll be first down. Ratliff will hand it off. It'll be Prescott up the middle. Get about 3 on this one to the 44.
Still running really hard this late in the football game, and it is getting to that time.
Yeah. Well, I don't know from a kicker standpoint what the range is for the Columbus North kicker, which is Luke Friend. So this is going to be interesting to see how far they have to get. Prescott on the carry again, puts his head down. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
Well, that's definitely not going to get it.
No gain on that play.
They will say no gain, by the way, on that play.
Columbus North has only attempted 1 field goal on the season. That should tell you a lot.
Yep. 3rd down and 7. Ratliff puts a man in motion. Here they come. Ratliff running for his life. And Ratliff gets rid of it at the last second. They were bearing down on him. McGinley and Benson were about ready to take him out.
Yeah, you can see the blitz coming from a mile away.
All right, 4th and 7. Go for it here?
I think you have to. With the way Chatard has shown that they can run the football here in the second half, you give them the ball back, you probably won't get it back.
Yeah. All right, here we go, 4th and 7. They have to get to the 37-yard line for the first down. Ratliff. Now he's going to quick kick this one and kind of surprising everybody, and he does it actually very well down to around the 11-yard line. So that caught us off guard.
That's interesting. At the 11, that's beneficial. Now you just got to bow up and stop the run here.
We were just informed again. There's been no charge timeouts.
There was none in the first half, and there has been none in the second half.
If we didn't have that lightning, we'd be home in bed right now.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't be, I'll tell you that.
you'd be watching Illinois.
I would be.
First down and 10. Hand off. Nope, it's going to be a quarterback keeper. It'll be Harrington. He's going to get a couple on this one, not much more than that. It was a good fake there to Daniel Shaw. Do I smell overtime?
Oh, don't say it. Those of you that are, if you're listening or watching here in the stands, you can look. Troy is the older gentleman in the black hat.
Near side and dropped. Oh
Wow.
my! Kalen Sargent drops his second of the night.
He had the first down.
I don't know if Macario Mendez was yelling in his ear or not, but
do you throw the football here?
Why not? Right? 3rd and 7. Want to get that first down, you got to get to past the 21-yard line.
But it also stops the clock if you don't get, if you don't complete it.
That's right. Harrington will throw. Drops it to the near side. Ball's going to be caught by Guidry. Guidry, 25-30. Cut back, 35. Still on his feet. And finally driven out of bounds. Great catch by Guidry and the yards after the catch.
What a great call. And give credit to the wide receiver, because if he wasn't smart enough on that play, he could have got called for a block in the back. But he made the right move and didn't get the penalty.
So 1st and 10, football at the 40. Harrington again. Ball caught and out of bounds will be Sargent. He'll get about 4 out of that one, but it does stop the clock with a minute 46.
A 2-minute drill.
Now we know Gallardo, from a field goal standpoint, hasn't attempted a lot either, but he has a very strong leg.
Yeah, his extra points have looked really strong.
Quick hitter, near side again, Sargent. The cutback, 50, down to the 46-yard line. Crowd here wanted to call against Mendez. Maybe a horse collar there toward the end, but no flag on this one. They're going to put it at the 45.
They're giving him so much space, these DBs are.
Coming up on a minute 30. Harrington has time, has a man wide open. Ball's going to be caught on the far side by Harrison Forrestall, and he's going to go down at the 43-yard line.
But they're getting out of bounds.
Yep. Each team still with 3 timeouts remaining. Back in the ball game will be Guidry. Trips near side. Harrington will throw. Steps out of the pressure. Looks downfield. Near side. Ball's going to be caught. It'll be Sargent. Makes the catch, the first down out of bounds near the 30.
Maybe Chatard should just run the 2-minute drill all the time.
Yeah, no kidding.
Go hurry up, Chuck and Duck.
So down to a minute 20. Guidry in the backfield with Harrington. Trips left. Harrington to throw. Quick hitter ball near side once again to Sargent. And Sargent very close to the 26-yard line. Boy, they're marching down the field, and we may have our first timeout. 1:15 remaining. We're tied at 14.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Back once again here at Bishop Chatard. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Aspen Creek Grill. Delicious food, great service. If you're looking for amazing servers especially, but the food is great as well. Make sure you check out Aspen Creek Grill. Also by Clean Slate, we'll talk about them coming up in a couple of moments. 1:15 remaining, tied at 14, trips left, 2nd down and 6. Harrington, handoff to Guidry. Guidry at the 25, 20, to the outside. He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown, Jack Guidry. What a run by Guidry to give Bishop Chatard the lead with 65 seconds to go. There is a flag down. I did not see the flag. Now we wait and see what this is all about. I think what we're hearing at this point, it might be an excessive celebration, and the touchdown is going to count. Boy, I tell you what, Guidry has really, in my estimation, been the difference.
Oh, he's, tremendous.
He is 3rd on the depth chart, came into this one, 4 carries, 14 yards. That's it.
Wow.
And he
put some moves on.
Yeah. So he has been impressive. He may find himself carrying the football even more.
Was the penalty excessive jock straps left on the field by Columbus North defenders?
We might have to dig deep into the rule book to find that, but you never know. So now the extra point attempt.
Do they assess that on the PAT or on the kickoff?
I would imagine that would be on the kickoff.
It was about a 1.5-minute drive, but 9 plays.
A lot of movement there. In fact, somebody got in there pretty quick, and the flag is down. I think I'm going to get Haston.
And missed the block.
Still missed it. Oh, my. So they will go ahead and try it again. So Pato Gallardo once again from the 10-yard line, and he had every bit of that one. 1:05 remaining, 21-14.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Back here, 21-14, Bishop Chatard with the lead following the touchdown run by Jax Guidry, who has been the star of this one here tonight.
How about a 9-play, 89-yard drive in 1:32?
That's quick.
That's pretty good.
By the way, that penalty was actually called on Columbus North, not Bishop Chatard, so they're going to kick it off at the 45.
You pop this up in the air, I would think.
Yeah.
Because you want them to run time off the clock.
Exactly. So let's see how they'll play this one. I'm going to kick this one deep into the end zone. So we'll take it out at the 20-yard line. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Clean Slate. Find your future in the cloud. We're a technology consulting firm specializing in custom-built modern applications and products that deliver greater agility, faster speed to innovation, and the resiliency to handle whatever the future throws your way. Call them at 866-885-3249.
Let me ask you a question. You're the Columbus North head coach. Let's say you get a big play and you score with 20 seconds left. Do you go for 2?
Yes.
Good. That was quick.
I'm going to go for a win on the road. 1st down and 10. Benson showing blitz. Ratliff rolling, throwing, and ball be caught, but a short gain, and he stays in bounds. That'll be Morgan Knapp on the reception, number 13. Still two timeouts remaining for Columbus North. Ratliff in the empty backfield to the sideline. Ball's going to be caught and then out of bounds. First down for Columbus North, and on the reception again will be Knapp.
First down for the Bulldogs.
40 seconds to go.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff you're going to run here is going to be towards the out-of-bound end line, so the defenders of Bishop Chatard have to understand that.
Well, we're seeing what Columbus North doing here, what Bishop Chatard did, everything toward the sideline. They'll do it again. Ball will be caught, and again it'll be Morgan Knapp. He's been busy. He'll be about a yard shy of the first down. So it'll be 2nd down and 1.
And they still have 2 timeouts left.
It's amazing how quickly you can get down there when you do this offense. Huh?
Yeah, it is.
Unlike you, I didn't implement it all the time. 4 wideouts. Going to set up the screen. Ball caught in the middle by Prescott. Prescott near midfield and may have even gotten into Bishop Chatard territory just barely. They're going to move the football back right to the 50.
And we got a timeout.
27 seconds remaining. We have more sports coming up, including volleyball action. Tuesday, it'll be Cecina and Bishop Chatard. Always a great one between those two. And then Bishop Chatard and Heritage Christian coming up on Thursday.
Is that volleyball?
That's volleyball as well. Then, of course, next week.
That's a good one.
Guerin and Bishop Chatard on Friday night. Yeah, that'll be a great ball game.
I'll have to tune into that one.
Well, if your cards are worked out right, you might be here working that one.
I don't know about that.
So, again, a lot of great high school and college sports coming up here in the next week. I am kind of thinking about how we're now halfway through the football season.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It goes by really quick.
Yes, it does.
By the way, you're fighting Illini about to tie that ball game, a game that you said they would get blown out on the road. 1st down and 10. Ratliff again sets up in the pocket. Here comes the pressure, gets away, has running room to the outside, and will get out of bounds. He will not get the first down. I think they marked him out at the 45.
He gains 5 yards before he heads out.
It will be 2nd down and 5. Again, the Bulldogs have 1 timeout remaining, 19 seconds to go. Bishop Chatard trying to keep everything in front of them. Ratliff steps up. Near side, throws it, and the ball is caught and out of bounds. Great play on the near side and making the catch and stepping out of bounds that time for the Bulldogs. We haven't seen a whole lot of this young man so far tonight. Columbus North going to Kibler. 11 seconds to go.
Wow, still a long ways. You've got 2, maybe 3 plays.
Here comes the blitz again. Ratliff rolling to the outside. Got blockers. Ball tipped up in the air and knocked away. How about that play by Hostetler?
Wow.
Declan Hostetler, one of the fine linebackers there for Bishop Chatard. 4 seconds to go. And now Columbus North will call their final timeout. Every indication here is you're going to have to go to the end zone, no doubt.
You have no choice. It might be a hook and lateral, different things like that. So I'm looking through the scores of the games that have finished. Boy, Park Tudor Shenandoah must have been a doozy. Park Tudor 17, Shenandoah 16.
Wow.
Yeah. There were some blowouts, but there's still a lot of games still going on.
Yeah, they all had the same issue we did. The lightning delay put a lot of people behind, and I think they're kind of looking back like what happened a couple of weeks ago, and they do not want to get into Saturday.
No, they do not.
Hey, I want to remind you tonight's game brought to you in part by Wheeler Mission. For over 125 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. If you'd like to volunteer, give them a call, 317-686-6239. Here we go. Look at everybody back.
Three-man rush.
Ratliff going to throw under the coverage. And now they're going to look to lateral. And this is going to be interesting, and it's over. The second lateral player goes down, and that's going to finish the ball game. And what a win tonight for Bishop Chatard, knocking off Columbus North, handing them their first loss of the year at 21-14.
And what you wouldn't have expected to hear us say is that it was an 89-yard, minute-and-a-half drive, just slinging it down the field, which is not normal, if we can quantify that. Bishop Chatard football. But they did what they had to do there in the end. Even after Columbus North scored, they got the ball and zip right on down the field. Great touchdown run by your guy, Guidry, and they got out with the victory.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that the player of the game tonight is going to be Jax Guidry. Again, only came in with 4 carries and 14 yards, and he had the game-winning touchdown here tonight. He had two scores,
two touchdowns,
But that run there, like you said,
it was tremendous.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was excellent.
Big win here tonight. And so for Bishop Chatard, after the loss last week that snapped their long winning streak, they battled back. But again, next week now, they got to focus on a very good team in Guerin Catholic.
Then again, that's one of those games where, the old adage is you can throw the records out the window or you can whatever. But these teams are both really, really good. But still, it is going to be a tooth and nail fight just as much as this one was. So I don't expect any different next week in that game. And I believe it's at Guerin, is it not? Or is it here? Oh, it's here.
Yeah.
Well, that helps. That helps for sure for Bishop Chatard. And hopefully Columbus North can get healthy before the end of their season, and they can make some noise in 6A.
Good to have Sean out of retirement. We may see you again next week. So what I would do is keep your Friday open.
Oh, we'll see. It's homecoming at IHSAA next week. So.
Well, we'll give you early notice, okay?
Okay.
Hey, want to remind you that tonight's game has been brought to you in part by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Also, Passion to Care. Boilermaker Local 374. Wheeler Mission. Bertner Electric. The Morales Group. Northwestern Mutual. Indiana Labor's District Council. And the IndianaSRN Sports Page. Thanks to the entire crew. Thank you as well for joining us in high school football here on IndianaSRN.